Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK today. I hope you all are doing very well, and today we'll be discussing the most important MCQs for 16th and 17th of May 2024. Yesterday I was on leave, so whatever we have missed would be covered today. Okay, let's start with our session. The first question is, recently Idashisha Nongrang has been appointed as the first woman Director General of Police of which Indian state? So she makes history as Meghalaya's first female DGP, and she breaks the barriers in the state's matrilineal society. So she is a 1992 Indian Police Service member from the Khasi community, and she succeeds Lajja Ram Bishnoi upon his retirement on 19th of May. Okay. Previously, Idashisha Nongrang served as DGP in 2021, and currently she leads the Meghalaya Civil Defence. Okay. So she has been appointed as the first woman DGP of Meghalaya state. Which country recently won 30th Sultan Azlan Shah Trophy? This is the country Japan. Japan secured their first Sultan Azlan Shah Hockey Trophy by defeating which country? By defeating Pakistan in the penalty shootout. The final match held at Azlan Shah Stadium in Malaysia when on 11th of May 2024. And this victory marked Japan's first title in this tournament. Pakistan made its 10th final appearance, and it has previously won the trophy thrice. And in the 30th Sultan Azlan Shah Trophy, Japan clinched the top spot, followed by Pakistan and Malaysia. Fine. So which country is the winner for 30th Sultan Azlan Shah Trophy? This is the country Japan. Pench Tiger Reserve recently seen in the news is located in which Indian state? Here answer is Maharashtra state. And why it came into news? Because a leopard cat was sighted here in Pench Tiger Reserve, marking its first appearance there. And this forest dwelling species is recognized for its leopard-like coat, and leopard cats are widely distributed in across Asia. They inhabit various forested habitats, and they exhibit diverse sizes and coloration. Typically, they are 4 black stripes on their forehead, and they are categorized as least concern in the IUCN Red List. Fine. So the location of Pench Tiger Reserve is Maharashtra. What is the theme of World Migratory Bird Day 2024? So World Migratory Bird Day is a global campaign on 11th of May and 12th of October 2024. Basic emphasis is the migratory bird conservation. This year the theme is insects, and this theme underscores the insect significance for birds, and it addresses the declining insect population's impact. Okay. So it raises awareness about the importance of preserving the habitats for the migratory birds. Fine. So what was the theme for this year's World Migratory Bird Day? The theme was one word, it was insect. Okay. Recently, India's first ever accelerator program for farmer producer organization launched in which Indian city? Here, Krishi Kalp, which is a non-profit organization, launched India's first FPO accelerator program in Bangalore that was backed by the NABARD. Okay, and it aims to convert the FPOs into sustainable rural businesses so as to facilitate the market connections, resource access, and entrepreneurial skill. Okay, so NABARD contributes cost-effective strategies to bridge the agricultural value chain gaps, and it enables the risk mitigation, knowledge sharing, and revenue growth for the farmers. So this initiative targets positive change in the agricultural ecosystem through supply chain management and market orientation training. Okay, so India's first ever accelerator program for farmer producer organization has been launched in Bangalore city. Which cooperative society has recently signed an agreement with Marut Drone Tech Private Limited to launch the drone as a service operations in Andhra Pradesh and in Telangana? This is IFFCO, that is Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative. They have partnered with Marut Drone Tech for drone as a service in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Basic aim here is to boost the rural entrepreneurship and youth engagement, and this collaboration targets to cover 5 lakh acres for agri-input spraying, and Marut Drone Tech will deploy the drones to dispense the IFFCO Agri project. So it facilitates affordable drone tech access for the farmers through rural entrepreneurs, promoting accessibility. Okay, so this is IFFCO, that is Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative. Next question is, recently which company announced its first ever partnership with Hockey India for the National Women's Hockey League 2024? This is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola India Foundation has partnered with Hockey India for the National Women's Hockey League 2024, marking its very first collaboration, and this partnership aims to empower the women in hockey, which aligns with Coca-Cola India's hashtag She the Difference campaign. Okay, this is hashtag She the Difference campaign. Fine. So over 3 years they will provide coaching, equipment, nutrition, and organize different type of camps and tournaments, which is supported by sporting ethos. So this initiative strives to enhance the stature of female hockey players domestically as well as globally. Fine. So Coca-Cola India has announced their first ever partnership with Hockey India for the National Women's Hockey League 2024. Now also these days Ibu volcano is in news, and you have to remember the location of Ibu volcano. It lies in the country Indonesia. Fine. Why it came into news? Because recently this volcano has erupted. Okay. India recently collaborated with which country to study and conserve the sharks and rays in the Arabian Sea? Here correct answer is Oman, that is D option. India and Oman are set to launch a collaborative initiative for shark and ray conservation in the Arabian Sea. It was announced at an upcoming workshop at Indian Council of Agricultural Research. The workshop was jointly organized by Central Marine and Fisheries Research Institute and Oman's Directorate General of Fisheries Research. Okay, and basic aim is to foster the research and capacity building in the different scope. It signifies a milestone in bilateral marine research with hopes of extending cooperation to other areas like tuna and marine biotechnology. Okay, so India has recently collaborated with Oman country so that they can study and conserve the sharks and rays in the Arabian Sea. You would have heard about the Churdhar Valley these days. Can you tell me it lies in which Indian state? So it is a part of Himachal Pradesh. Why it came into news? Because recently 2 American women of Indian origin were rescued from the Churdhar Valley by an army helicopter after becoming trapped while trekking. Okay, so that's why you have to remember the location of Churdhar Valley. Churdhar Valley is located in the Sirmaur district of Himachal Pradesh. Fine. Recently, which country has become India's largest trading partner, surpassing the US in financial year 24? So as per GTRI, full form is the Global Trade Research Initiative report, China overtakes the US as India's primary trading partner, reaching $118.4 billion in bilateral trade in financial year 24. So India's reliance on China is evident, particularly in critical sectors like telecom, smartphones and pharmaceuticals. Telecom and smartphone parts constitute 44% of imports, while China supplies 75% of the lithium-ion batteries for the electric vehicles. So this shift highlights China's increasing economic influence on India, and it underscores the need for diversified trade strategy. Fine. So China has recently become India's largest trading partner, and with this they have surpassed the US in financial year 24. Next is, recently where was the 4th joint committee meeting for the review of ASEAN-India Trade in Goods Agreement held? So the 4th joint committee meeting for this review recently convened in Malaysia from 7th to 9th of May 2024. Okay, so this ASEAN-India Trade in Goods Agreement was signed in 2009, and this is a trade pact between ASEAN and India. It is effective since 2010. Commonly it is known as the ASEAN-India Free Trade Agreement. It is focused on physical goods, and it excludes the services with a separate ASEAN-India Trading Services Agreement that was established in the year 2014 during the 7th ASEAN and Economic Ministers India consultations that was held in Bangkok in Thailand. Fine. Simply we have to remember the venue for the 4th joint committee meeting for this agreements review. Your answer here is D option, that is Putrajaya, Malaysia. Okay. Recently, which ministry has sanctioned 113 roads under the Vibrant Village program in Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Sikkim? Very obvious answer is Ministry of Home Affairs. The Home Affairs Ministry has approved 113 roads under the Vibrant Village program in across Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Sikkim. Why? So as to enhance the connectivity in the border areas. So this scheme was active from 2022-23 up to 2025-26. Basic aim is to uplift the villages in along the northern border so as to curb the out-migration and bolster the security. So it targets 2967 villages in total 19 districts and 46 border blocks of 4 states and 1 union territory. Focus areas include infrastructure, livelihood, tourism and cultural heritage development. Fine. So this is the Ministry of Home Affairs. Many people think that it is associated with Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, but no, the correct answer is Ministry of Home Affairs. Now here if we talk about Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, recently they have partnered with Mahindra and Mahindra Limited for 2 pilot projects under the Drone Didi scheme. Okay. So this Yojana was launched to empower women in agricultural sector. Basic aim here is to train 15,000 women in drone operation for tasks like crop monitoring and seeding, and the projects will run at Noida and Hyderabad centers, training 500 rural women in drone flying, data analysis and maintenance. Right? You can be asked that which ministry has recently signed a memorandum of understanding with Mahindra and Mahindra Limited to conduct 2 pilot projects under the Drone Didi Yojana. This is Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Next question is very important. Kami Rita, who recently became the first person in the world to climb the Mount Everest 29 times, belongs to which country? So he is a legendary Nepalese mountaineer, and recently he broke his own record by summiting Mount Everest 29 times, and he accomplished this feat in over 30 years. With his latest ascent on 12th of May 2024. Okay, first time he's conquered the Mount Everest in 1994. Also he is known as the Everest Man. Fine. His competitor Pasang Dawa has climbed Mount Everest 27 times. Okay, what is the highest height of Mount Everest? It is 8848 meters, or you can say 29,031 feet. Fine. So this is Kami Rita. Also don't forget the number. He has recently made the record by making the number 29 times. Okay. Next is, recently which Indian naval ship visited Vietnam as a part of Indian Navy's operation deployment? Correct answer here is Ines Kilton, that is C option. Ines Kilton arrived at Vietnam, strengthening the ties between India and Vietnam. This visit is a part of Indian Navy's Eastern Fleet deployment, which emphasizes professional, social and community exchange. So Kilton is an ASW corvette and it symbolizes India's naval prowess, and it was built domestically. So the visit culminates in a maritime partnership exercise, enhancing the interoperability between the 2 navies and reflecting their shared values. Okay, so Indian naval ship Kilton visited Vietnam as a part of Indian Navy's operation deployment. Next is, recently the Ashwa range of all-terrain vehicles with military potential was developed in which Indian city? Actually, the Ashwa range of all-terrain vehicles were developed by All Terrain Private Limited in Bangalore, and it provides effective transportation for troops and supplies in challenging environment. So these vehicles are tailored for military purposes, and they address the operational needs of Indian Army and Indian Air Force by reducing their reliance on the import. Also, they hold a promise for applications in the Indian agricultural sector marking a strategic development in domestic manufacturing and defense capabilities, right? So Ashwa range of all-terrain vehicles with military potential was developed in Bangalore city. According to the Hindley and Partners Report 2024, which Indian cities have been included in the top 50 wealthiest cities of the world? This is Mumbai and Delhi, that is B option. So in a milestone for India's economic growth, Mumbai and Delhi debuted in the world's top 50 wealthiest cities, with Mumbai at 24th position and Delhi at 37th position in the wealthiest cities report of 2024. So this report is compiled by Hindley and Partners and New World Health, and the report defines wealth based on liquid investable assets. So New York City maintains its topmost spot with 3,49,500 millionaires and over $3 trillion combined wealth, and the US claims 11 cities in the top 50, including 3 in the top 10. Fine. So from India's side, which cities comes under top 50 in this report? Answer is Mumbai and Delhi. The rank of Mumbai was 24th and Delhi stands at 37th position. Okay. Now the next question is, recently who won the silver medal at the Asian Trampoline Gymnastics Championship? This is Srishti Khandagle, and she made history as the first Indian to win a medal in the Asian Trampoline Gymnastics Championship, where she has earned the silver in the women's individual age group that took place in Hong Kong. Okay, this championship took place in Hong Kong. Despite this achievement, she would not compete in the Paris Olympics due to her age group, and the country Kazakhstan has secured the gold, and Hong Kong took the bronze medal. Fine. So this is Srishti Khandagle. Which day celebrated as World Football Day by the United Nations recently? Here correct answer is 25th of May, that is C option. On 7th of May 2024, United Nations General Assembly, that comprises of 193 members, passed a resolution to designate 25th of May as a World Football Day annually, and the Libyan ambassador to the United Nations, that is Tahir Al-Soni, introduced the resolution, which gained consensus support and was co-sponsored by over 160 member nations. So it highlights football's global popularity, and the ambassador emphasized its ubiquity across the towns, cities and villages worldwide. Okay, so now onwards, World Football Day would be celebrated on 25th of May. This is an extremely important question. Okay. Recently, where was the World Hydrogen Summit and Exhibition 2024 held? So India has set up its pavilion at the 2024 World Hydrogen Summit in Rotterdam in Netherlands, and it was inaugurated by Bhupendra Singh Bhalla from the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. So this event hosts 15,000 delegates worldwide, and it was organized by the Sustainable Energy Council and the partners including the Netherlands government. So it is a premier platform that promotes green hydrogen technology and its global adoption as a sustainable fuel source. Okay, so World Hydrogen Summit and Exhibition took place at Rotterdam, Netherlands. Recently, where was the 10th meeting of the Memory of World Committee for Asia and the Pacific held? Correct answer here is Mongolia, that is Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia. Different epics from India like Ramcharitmanas and Panchatantra were included in the UNESCO's Memory of the World Asia Pacific Regional Register for 2024, and this meeting was hosted by the Mongolian government along with UNESCO, and it had 38 member state representatives and 40 observers. Okay, so what was the venue for this meeting? Answer is Mongolia country. Recently, who has become the first Indian male wrestler to qualify for 2024 Paris Olympics? This is Aman Sehrawat, who has made history as the first Indian male wrestler to clinch a quota for the 2024 Paris Olympics, and at the World Wrestling Olympic qualifiers in Istanbul, he secured the Paris quota in the men's 57 kg freestyle category by defeating the Chongsong Han from Korea in the semi-finals. So this marks India's 6th quota in wrestling for the 2024 Olympics, with all previous 5 quotas won by Indian women wrestlers. Okay, so who's the first Indian male wrestler to qualify for 2024 Paris Olympics? This is Aman Sehrawat. Next one is P. Shyam Nikhil, who recently became India's 85th chess grandmaster, belongs to which Indian state? state. So he is from Tamil Nadu state, and recently he became India's 85th chess grandmaster at the age of 31 years. And he started his career at 8 years, and also he clinched his third GM norms at 2024 Dubai Police Masters Chess Tournament. R. Vaishali preceded him as the 84th Indian Grandmaster, and before the tournament, Shyam Nikhil required 1 win and 8 draws despite accumulating 2500 ELO rating points and 2 GM norms in 2012. He waited 12 years for the third GM norm that recently he achieved in Dubai. Okay, so your correct answer is Tamil Nadu. P. Shyam Nikhil is our 85th chess grandmaster. Okay, next is India recently signed a 10-year agreement with which country to develop and manage the Chabahar port? Everyone knows that Chabahar port lies in the country Iran, and recently India signed a 10-year agreement with Iran to develop and manage the Chabahar port, which is a deep water port in Iran's Sistan Baluchistan province. It is strategically located on the Gulf of Oman at the Strait of Hormuz mouth, granting direct Indian Ocean access. So it comprised of Shahid Beheshti and Shahid Kalantari ports, and its proximity to Afghanistan, Pakistan and India signals its potential as a vital commercial center, right? So recently India signed a 10-year agreement with the Iran country to develop and manage the Chabahar port. Now there is one last news. State Bank of India is actually the inaugural trading cum clearing member of the India International Bullion Exchange at Gift City, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Okay, and IIBX is India's premier international bullion exchange. Basic aim is to facilitate transparent price discovery and promote the bullion trading and investment. It is regulated by IFSCA, and it offers diversified products and competitive pricing, positioning itself as a gateway for importing the bullion into India. Bullion actually refers to high purity physical gold and silver. Often it is held by central banks and the institutional investors, right? You can be simply asked that which organization regulates the International Bullion Exchange that was recently seen in the news. Answer would be IFSCA. What is the full form? International Financial Services Center Authority. Okay. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.